Okay, guys, I just want to clarify something. I just want to explain something to you. So, Google Chat. Google Chat. Google Chat. There you go. Now I have everybody, so you guys know. Telegram. See Telegram? See Signal? Here, Telegram. Telegram. Is your privacy safe? What encryption message app is the most secure? Telegram. See? WhatsApp. Signal. Which is more secure? So I'm going to explain something to you guys. Valerie and I went to Cornell University with James and some of my other friends. I don't use social media. In university, they have to make us have an Instagram or some sort of Facebook, but I don't use any of that stuff. So I'm addressing this to Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian, you're explaining to me by a phone call or a text message or in-person chat. Khloe, I don't message anybody. I don't message anybody by email. I don't do any of that stuff by email. So Brianna, who's my friend, who's in the federal government, explained to me, you're messaging your own relatives. Now, another statement I want to bring up why for the workman's comp and Social Security was screwed. Because those two individuals with this case, and it's the same. I don't know this for certain, but I started putting two and two together. You guys all have relationships with each other, and that's conflict of interest. You can't have biasness or personal relationship in the court. That's a conflict of interest. That's what I mean regarding this matter. So, Khloe, you impeded on my job. Khloe, did you really come to the public defender's office? Because it sounds to me, some of these people, they wear these face masks, or they wear makeup or whatever, and they could look different. I can't go, Khloe. I couldn't have been at the Tain Law, because Mrs. Tain even said you weren't even here. You weren't even there. I couldn't have been at Mr. Alan Clark and Associates or Mr. Clark's office because I wasn't even there. I was away at Cornell University. So, Khloe, I have a question I have to ask you, because you like torturing the heck out of me with these stupid phone calls and asking my friends and my relatives questions. Why don't you said to me you want to make an appointment? You said to John, or Valerie contacts me, or my friend Mason contacts me. You want to make an appointment next Tuesday? You're not making an appointment next Tuesday. You ain't coming. Not even Kim is going to come. You're lying to the news outlet people. You're lying. I don't want to talk to the workers' comp or Social Security because they're they're going to be in big trouble. They have to not only do they have to explain to their own bosses, the carrier's manager, like for the Segwig or Hartford, they're going to have to explain not only to their bosses, each of these two sides, the plaintiff and the defendant, they're going to have to start explaining stuff to the state attorney general and these other places, like the Secretary of State, like the Office of Inspector General's office. All of those people, you can't just have my you're plagiarizing my information. I'm not in workers' comp or Social Security, so how am I can't resolve any of that stuff. I'm happy I left a message for Rabbi Mark Rubenstein. And to Mark Rubenstein and Sophie Klein, I apologize. But these people, they're going to affect your job. They're affecting the economy right here in New York. How can anybody fix anything if they got half a dozen things in my name? How can they fix anything? You want to start an incident, Khloe? I'm gonna give you a challenge, you Khloe Kardashian. You know what? Maybe Mason Williams and I, and maybe John Zerka and some of these people need to go on your show and to tell you off. You and your sister Kim. Because it's not funny to me. I don't find this funny with this Hangout and WhatsApp and Signal and Telegram. All of that stuff all of that is involved in a criminal investigation, and there's gift cards and check fraud, and people's identities are getting stolen. And then on ABC and these shows, they have this lover syndrome reporting. Well, listen, that 16 billion, whatever it is, it's got my fucking information on it. You need to hold to the carrier's attorney. You're going to need to hold to account to New York Life and some of those people's accounts. You can't have my license. You can't have my credentials, my diploma, or anything like that. And to the carrier's manager, Rebecca, you need to understand something. Those people that deal with that stuff for a living, that are in Europe, they're not going to. They're not going to. You're going to not want to hear it. And you better get in contact with those people like Kim Kardashian or Khloe Kardashian, because your stuff is involved in their cases as well. You want me to go on a plane? Are you out of your freaking mind? Everybody's crazy. So that's what I have to say regarding this matter. You're all driving people nuts. I'm not doing your job, Khloe Kardashian. I'm not doing your job, Kim Kardashian. I'm not doing your job. And at the end of the day, when you put stuff in somebody's name and do collect taxes or collect a salary, it's called fraud. You go to prison. And you do have to speak to the Workman's Comp Board, Kim, because there's a Workman's Comp case in your name. And you need to stop lying to your sister, Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner, because they've been telling you, the Jenner family, their cousins, relatives, are in New York here, and they're in the government, the state, the federal, the local, they're in the government, and they're going to drive you up a wall because you can't. How many houses? How many cars? What are you doing exactly with investments and things like that, and licenses and credentials? Is it you, Kim, or is it your cousin's relatives that are here? Yeah, and you have to be held accountable. So thank you.